have the biggest mobility in the current trend compared to the previous games which we've seen from other teams.
But to be honest, EVOS Legends picking up this time was sure, it's great because it can't be quote-unquote chunked down by the Hellcurt or bursted down. But the problem is now they have sort of a melee-centric, hard engage type of composition, of course, other than the Kagura as well as the Beatrix. And isn't that exactly what an Atlas wants?
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like you really hit the nail on the. I don't know where the analogy goes, but basically, I feel like that is what we're gonna look at. If Adamir as well as Sayla is able to really handle their own position well, making sure that they don't get bursted out by the Hellcurt, they don't get caught off by the Atlas, they could potentially do very well. Because looking at Orange Esports, the way that they want to play when they have an Atlas, they want to group up. If they group up, they could get hit by the Yin Yang Overturn as well as the Nibiru's Passion.
Well, the drops has been set, and this is going to be game 2 between EVOS SG as well as Orange Esports, with Orange Esports currently taking 1 game ahead. EVOS SG looking to redeem themselves, and can they do it? JPL now going to be playing on the defensive support rather than the oppressive Natalia from game number 1. So a little bit different approach coming from EVOS SG, and hopefully this is going to be the better for them.
100%. We're going to see how this works out because, of course, both people in that mid side, they do have a lot of wave clear. But if we see the way that the Atlas is rotating and really just putting a lot of emphasis to it, I feel like Orange Esports may have the dub in terms of rotations.
Oh, Balance here taking a little bit too much damage in the contrary as Adamir completely bullies them out. And you can see Min is going to be here to try and trade off a little bit of trade-offs as well. Adamir taking a little bit of damage. Balance wants to try and chip in, and they do force a flicker onto him, so it's not the end of the world for the gold lane for Balance here up top. But middle side as well, Mon is going to get chunked off, but Sayla taking a little bit too much, but seems like it's a little bit of trades across the map, but nothing super major to transition as of yet.
Yeah, and over here we do have to look at the river control, because looking at the lanes, they're going to play very, very aggressively, because in the EXP lane, usually we see them just trades really, really small, but I feel like Nick, if he does see the opportunity, he's going for the kill. And the same thing can be said in the gold lane, so I really want to look at Matilda from JPL. If he can influence the side lanes, then EVOS SG could potentially have a very good snowball on the Adamir, but if Orange Esports Min is able to match JPL, then it's just gonna be roughly the same game. It's just gonna stall. Orange, you ready? Let's go.
Yep, I definitely agree. Meanwhile, JPL is just completely keeping tabs on where Gary is throughout the entirety of the map. He's not looking to join any sort of plays from EVOS SG, and it's really weird, but they are trying to play this as defensively as they can. Meanwhile, top side, they're ignoring the objectives. Gary wants a piece on Adamir, and that's going to be first blood in the hands of Orange Esports, just like that. Great decision making coming from Orange Esports. Meanwhile, JPL looks like they want a little bit more. JPL is going to go for the circling ego to try and go to first down, but it looks like he is going to be caught out in the open as he tries to stall for time. But can he do it? And yes, he will, because Sayla is here to save the day. The rest of EVOS is going to get the turtle, and Gear as well going to be joining the fight to get a little bit more kills, and that is going to be mid down for the equation as EVOS SG manages to salvage the situation.
Wow, it initially was going full face into the hands of Orange Esports, but they actually were able to kind of, level it out. And I think one thing that we forgot to mention is that the Kagura is one of the power picks from Sayla, and you can actually see that being conveyed into that game. And I mean, that Yin Yang Overturn landed so perfectly out of nowhere and was able to actually turn the tides, turn the situation now in favor to the hands of EVO Singapore.
Yeah, again, like I said, we have to look at the riverside, because we're looking at both the roamers, and in that sense, Min traveled faster than JPL, and that led to a kill. If that happens a lot more, then it's going to be a problem. But like you said, Sayla on this Kagura, as long as he can time, making sure that Man already uses his black shoes, then I'm pretty confident he can get a lot of burst damage going on, especially since Clint, as well as the Lilia. If Lilia doesn't have the black shoes, there's not a lot of mobility going on.
Yeah, I feel like Orange Esports pulled one under EVOS SG, right? Knowing that we do tentatively try and force the first turtle fight, or trying to prioritize on that. What they wasn't expecting was coming from EVOS SG was that the Hellcurt Darkness Fall completely destroying Adamir, and that's going to put a dent on towards his farm and allowing Valence to kind of scale a little bit better into this game, and it's just so smart. But as of yet, it looks like they are going to try and drive that momentum down bottom, as Nick is going to be focused as well. He's pretty much silenced, and he's going to be able to outplay Orange Esports, and that's going to be the disengage coming in. But Orange Esports, they are just holding up strong, and EVOS SG not going to be able to get any sort of kills, but it is going to be enough to scare them off a little bit.
Yeah, and huge waste of rotation from the side of Orange Esports. Sure, they were trying to take pick off, but unfortunately it may be put into the hands of EVO Singapore now.
Yup, the EVOS SG, they are going to be blinded in that situation. That's going to be a full gold plating being secured by Orange Esports. Very, very smart usage of the Darkness Ball as of yet.
Yeah, and right now we can look at how it was actually the way that they're rotating. It actually is Sayla trying to help out Adamir any way that he can, but Gary over there got bursted down. Sayla, very good pickoff.
Oh, very, very nicely done as well. And Sayla, he played it so patient, and I feel like it's just one of those moments where Gary was just caught off guard, wasn't expecting that EVOS SG was going to retaliate. Meanwhile, the turtle is going to be up for grabs as EVOS SG is in prime position to get it from absolutely free. But looks like they are going to get a little bit more. Valence is going to get caught out. Gear is going to be in the vicinity. Valence flickers away. Min is going to pull him back into the turret, but Valence, he's a little bit too low to force the fight, and that's going to be his downfall. Gear is going to be able to escape it all as Min is a little bit too low. And looks like that will be Orange Esports losing all the trades.
Yeah, 1-for-0 trade here for the side of EVO. Singapore this time around is they are going to be winning in that trade. They do have 2 turtles to their name. And now this is going to be very important, right? Because now it's already 5 minutes. The turtle is going to be spawning. And the question is, if they want to go for these neutral objectives, will it not favor Orange Esports with the fact that they do have a better, you know, heavy team fight-based center?
Yeah, I feel like they can. However, for the side of Orange Esports, now they have to have this mental note that Sayla actually deals a lot of damage, because usually you'll see a Kagura after like the second item, then she's really gonna pop off. But right now, she's looking super strong just because Sayla can really aim the Semi Umbrella on the right target. So for the side of Orange Esports right now, I kind of feel like they want to go aggressive. However, with the heroes that EVOS actually have, like here on this Namus, it's going to be very, very difficult, because if they make a mistake, once they go all in, there's not a lot of opportunities for them to really get back any kind of objectives that they wanted to take originally.
I definitely agree. EVOS actually looking a little bit more comfortable, but Min, he's going to force a Fatal Links with the burst, but he underestimates the power of what Adamir brings to the table, completely blows him out. JPL completely kiting him out. Gary trying to force a fight. He's still holding on to the stingers, but it's not the right time. But from the sides as well, Adamir is going to give a big slap onto his mana as he tries to escape, and he doesn't have the black shoe. Can he stall for a time? But Adamir flickering into the base, and he's going to get heavily punished for the backline zoning. But was it absolutely worth it? Yes, it is, because EVOS SG is somehow coming up on top. But if they get the kill on Gary, and yes, they do, despite the triple kill, EVOS SG getting half for half, 50-50 trades across the board, and somehow it is very, very risky coming from both sides.
That was a huge play for both teams even, but it was so aggressive from the side of Adamir. Luckily enough for them, they were able to, find some compensation in that. I would really love to see a replay of what happened.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we can take a look at players' gold. Adamir, with that crazy play, he actually has most in gold. So perhaps he has itemized a little bit better, and therefore the damage is definitely there to show.
Yep, seems like before we go into the replay as well, this next turtle is going to objective the third one of the game. Orange Esports, they are not giving it for absolutely free. JPL going to force the fight. They're all clumped up. Gary forced to back off, but here comes the Dark Spawn. Nick is going to get caught out by Born, but he's going to be able to safely escape. Adamir is still left unchecked, and now without the Darkness Spawn in play, Born is going to be caught out all by himself as Orange Esports puts the full retreat as they try to force the middle turret. And look at this, EVOS SG completely going to force the fight as well. Min going to be taking a bit too much damage here, will eventually be chunked down, and that's going to be a one trade off from the get-go as Orange Esports will somehow come up on top.
1-for-1 trade there in that previous team fight, but I gotta say, Adamir and Sayla's positioning has just been so on point that whole time, not giving any small opportunities for Orange Esports to capitalize on. It was so difficult for Min to look for targets, and at the end, the only person that he could target was Gear.
Yeah, right now looking at the itemization, but I do want to say, in terms of EVOS SG, what they really cranked up based on the first game is that this time their team fighting is so good, because the way that they kite around all the damage coming out from the side of Orange Esports, making sure that they can pull one person away and then capitalizing on, alright, you're separated, we're just gonna kill you. They're doing that so well. And for the side of Orange Esports, they have a very fast decision-making process where they're like, you know what, I don't think we can win this team fight, so they're just gonna go away, trying to get other objectives. Like just now, they almost took the mid lane turret.
Agreed. This is as of yet right now, there is a big item power spike up on Sayla right now. He just got his Lightning Trunken. This is a big opportunity for him to actually shut down Orange Esports member, especially coming from Gary. So he needs to be very, very patient in his next engagement. And I'm looking forward to see who he catches off. But as of yet, EVOS SG, very smart decisions overall. Wait out the Darkness Ball, and when they're no longer blind, they re-engage.
Yeah, the fact that it's such a big power spike on the Kagura, getting that lightning truncheon, that we had to go for a pause for a little bit because even the players like, whew.
That was
Now-
too much.
Now that we have lightning truncheon, oh my. Because the damage without the lightning truncheon is already so huge. Because right now, it's going to be very, very difficult because the damage coming up from the Clint is not strong enough just yet. Because we see Min actually getting gear separated from the rest of the side of EVOS SG, but the damage coming up from Valence is still not strong enough. So I feel like that's part of the go button. Once Valence feel like I'm strong, then we can engage. So now Gary is actually slowly moving into a more utility type of player where he's like, hey Min, you want to go? I have my ult. Do you want to go? Let's go. So he's not going to be playing independently. He's going to be playing towards what Min wants to do, and what Min wants to do is he wants to know whether Valence can actually dish out the damage or not.
100%. And when you were talking about the Kagura, I think because of that power spike that she actually has reached, I gotta say that the Atlas, there's like a huge amount of pressure onto this Atlas because now it's going to be a hit or miss. Why do I say this? Because if the Atlas can't chain those Fatal Links on Sayla, on Adamir, it's going to be very difficult because the members from the side of Orange Esports, they're going to waste all their resources on the wrong person, and that just gives the opportunity for EVO Singapore with Sayla just go in with that Yin Yang overturn and burst everyone down.
Yep, I definitely agree. But wow, as of yet, Orange Esports, they're leaning on board to try and open up the map for the team. But this time, it's going to be a little bit different compared to game number 1. Born can be killed easier compared to before. Meanwhile, Orange Esports, they do get a very cheeky trade down bottom, so that's going to be tier 2 down. EVOS actually making the call to trade on top side means they are separated from the team, and Orange Esports immediately takes a jump onto the fight, and EVOS SG, they completely lose 3 just because of that play. EVOS SG was just one tempo behind Orange Esports.
That was the play that we have been waiting for from the side of Orange Esports. Min was able to get all those really important members, save for Adamir, and look how all that momentum has just shifted into Orange Esports. Now they have the space, now they have the momentum as well to take this next Lord and maybe push it a little further to get more objectives on the board.
Oh, that was such a risky play from EVOS SG. They saw what Orange Esports was doing down bottom. They tried to trade up top, but they paid the price down mid just because of the Darkness Ball.
Hey, that's kind of like the reverse caster curse where what we say happens. Usually it goes the opposite way, but this time we're like, oh, they're going to catch out Sayla and everything, and then they're going to bust them down. That did happen. So right now for the side of Orange Esports, they know what they want to do. And EVOS SG, they're really looking for angles to really proceed forward. Look at Sayla, the first damage coming on to Valence. Valence is out of the match. Now Gary going in, trying to get anyone that he possibly can. Man is separated away, and Nick is trying to capitalize on that mistake. And Man is almost going on. He manages to go down. Boring coming in from the side, trying to make sure that Orange Esports can still win this team fight. But with 3 members, I feel like they feel like, you know what? We gotta back off.
Yep, that was a very risky approach. Meanwhile, Orange Esports, they're not over yet. Born is still alive. Considering that Dirov is out of the equation, this is where Born shines the most, and EVOS SG, they've got to respect this and do not try to force the issue. Adamir is there, but he's gonna try to frenzy play. He kills off Min, but is he gonna be okay? Because now he's gonna try and force a fight against Born. Gary's there, and Adamir is deciding, maybe I'm a little bit too feisty.
That was...
Excuse me, what?
What?
What was that?
I mean, Adamir has time and time again proven to be very aggressive. Now, but I want to know what's going on with the items here, Lafel.
No, the thing is, the way that the damage was popped off, I thought he had Blade of Heptasis, right? So his initial damage when he has the ambush passive will be so strong, but he only just have the Blade of Despair, the Demon Sword, as well as the Malefic Roar. And right now, Gary opening in his Dark Knight Fall, but not going to initiate.
Yep, and as of yet, with the Darkness Ball down, EVOS SG, they are a little bit more comfortable to force the fight. Born on the sides as well, trying to threaten some sort of separation. It seems like EVOS SG, they are going to be a little bit separated, but from the side, Sayla gets a big boy damage onto his man. He's going to be trapped out, but Sayla's play is going to cost him life. But a big fatal link coming from Orange Esports. It's going to catch them all. EVOS SG, they can completely caught off guard, and they're all dead, and it's going to be a wipeout for Orange Esports. Wombo combo!
One play with that Fatal Links costed EVO Singapore the game. Is it going to be an Atlas supremacy MSC this time around as Orange Esports once again with the victory, a 2-2-0?
Guys, I gotta say, I got goosebumps. Like the hairs on my hands are standing, or my feet, they're standing as well. Look, my feet is designed a little bit weird, guys. Don't
okay?
judge.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. You know, the high level of I would say thinking and the plays that are being set up for both teams are really, really